सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्त गोचरं तमगोचरं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। We are seeing shloka number 67. We continue our study on Vivekachudamani, and the shloka number 67, discussion on the questions raised. In a very lengthy dialogue over here, the teacher praises the student, and now the teacher is about to answer all the questions on the shloka number 49. He asks 7 questions, and the whole Vivekachudamani is reply to those questions. Yastvayadyakrutah prashno variyan shastravinmatah sutra prayo nigudartho jnatavyascha mumukshubhihi. Yaha tvaya adya, by you, over here, what today you have asked these questions. Krutaha prashnaha, the questions that you have asked. So teacher says variyan shastra vinmataha, the best among the knowers of scriptures, they accept all these questions as very valid questions. See, the teacher is not saying that, I think your questions are very valid, that I think you have done such a great job. The teacher in his reply is so filled with humility and says that men of wisdom, the ones who have treaded this path, the ones who have understood Shastra, Variyan Shastra Vinmataha, that is excellent and accepted by those people who are very well versed in the scriptures, and your questions are what? Sutra prayo. That sutra prayaha. These questions are like sutra, they are like aphorisms. You haven't asked big questions. And nigudharthaha, these questions that you have asked are pregnant with great deep meaning. They are not just passing inquiry that you had, a passing thought, but these are questions which are born out of examination. Ko nama bandha kathamesha agata katham pratisthasya katham vimokshah ko savanatma paramakka atma tayoho viveka kathametaducyatam. These 7 questions, that they are like sutras, Ko nama bandha, what is bondage? Bas, very simple. So in this 49th shloka, the student has asked that sutra prayaha, very well, in few words you have just directly asked what is the bottom line in the understanding of Shastra. How do I get out of this? And then over here, nigudharthaha, very deep in meaning, gnatavyascha mumukshubhihi, and these are by the seekers of vidya, seekers of higher knowledge. This is to be known. Gurudev in his commentary very beautifully, he asks, he enumerates over here a story that in the middle of the night, this person falls in a ditch and wants to get out of the ditch. And he screams out and nobody is there. It's in the middle of the night. But in few hours, he hears the sound of somebody walking by, and immediately he starts clapping and he starts screaming, help, help, I'm fallen over here. And very beautifully Gurudev says, oh, my name is such and such, I live over there, and I fell down because of this is my phone number, I'm married, I have these many children. Do you say all those things? The immediate thing is, please get me out of this ditch. He doesn't want to waste one more minute of his life staying in the ditch, and neither does he want to waste the traveler's time. This is a relationship between the teacher and the student. You don't go to the teacher and start asking, why did you not get married? What was your name before sannyas? Why did you do this? So that's why it is said sutra prayaha, nigudharthaha. He knows this teacher is capable of rescuing me. He knows this teacher is capable of pulling me out of this great ocean of transmigration. We saw all those shlokas over there. Swami namaste nataloka bandha karunya sindho patitam bhavabdaha mamuddaratmiya kataksha drishtya, etc., etc. All these shlokas we saw that, oh, great Mahatma, I bow down to you, and patitam bhavabdaha, I have fallen into this ocean of change. Mamuddaratmiya, pull me out. Kataksha drishtya, by your side glances are enough to pull me out. In a very beautiful way, the student enumerates. And so over here, teacher is saying that nice questions, they are filled with deeper meanings. Continuing, 68. Shrunushva vahito vidvan yanmaya samudiryate tadedat shravanat sadyo bhavabandha vimokshase. Hey Vidwan, the teacher is referring to the student, wise. Before the teaching starts, and look at this, it's a voluminous textbook, so many, 400, so many shlokas are yet to come. And already the teacher has declared he is a wise one. Why? Because he's examined the life. He has understood the futility. Parikshalokan karmachitan brahmanaha nirvedamayat nastya krita krutena akrutaha krutena na labhyaha. In Upanishads it is clearly said that this akruta, this uncaused, this cannot be attained by any karma. So this uncaused is not available for a grasp physically. It is very difficult to grasp mentally without somebody else's direction. So this has to be attained properly, and the student has understood that I better go to a person who is capable of lifting me out of here. Hey Vidwan, teacher is referring to him. Shrunushva, you listen, and avahitaha, listen attentively, listen carefully. He knows that the student is attentive. Vidwan, I had gone in satsang just last few weeks. Just last week I had gone to satsang, and they were telling me, and I'm worried about this boy. He just I don't know when he studies. He plays video games and he's doing good in exam. Doing very well in exams. And I wondered, did you cheat? I said, no. Why do you think, Mom, I cheat? Okay, AP exam में भी 5 perfect scores लेकर आता है कि ये क्या हुआ? See, our Shastra has, in the second shloka, when we did Vivekachudamani, clearly Shankaracharya ji had said, the wise is a person who is born in a proper lineage. And in 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan declares that if you have left off somewhere and you reach premature death, Shuchinam Shrimatam Gehe, that I will make sure you're born in people who are divine householders. Shrimatam, and they're well-to-do. So from childhood, opportunities will be given which will set apart that student from others. So in childhood itself I had said, make sure this child memorizes Bhagavad Gita. Or it is very difficult. Very, very difficult. I said, try it. And which child wants to memorize the whole Bhagavad Gita? That too in 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade. The child, because they listen, they took. It's not an easy journey. But we have somebody over here who teaches whole Bhagavad Gita. This is a 10th year he's teaching now. And the fruit of memorizing Gita is a clarity of thought. The earlier we start, the greater is the Medha Shakti. Shastrartha Grahana Shakti. Whatever is heard, we are able to grasp it. And thus, the person has to just go to the class, and whatever teacher utters, it goes in and it is recorded exactly the way it is supposed to be. That is called Nachiketa Buddhi, Ekapati. Listen once, done. Not coming home and doing again and again and again and again. How many times the child is put through the same type of problems in Kumon. Because the subtlety of the buddhi is not developed. So over here teacher is saying Shrunushva and then Avahitaha, attentively. That attention comes when the buddhi excuse me, is not distracted by anything. When these people born in this lineage community where they memorize Upanishads and Suktams and all different Karmakand, and the priest comes and sits over there and without any book, 5 hours of chanting and knows exactly what to do and all of those things. Imagine the Medha Shakti. Such people don't get Alzheimer's. Such people will have great attentiveness. It is cultivated. That's why Shankaracharya ji puts this. He started in the second shloka, Jantunam nara janma durlabha pumsvam tato viprata. Tasmad Vaidika dharma marga parataha. Tasmad Vaidika dharma marga parataha. To come to this Vaidika marg. And there are people who have actually fought with me and said, what is this memorizing? Wasting the child's time. तो बस वेस्ट करो, आप ले जाओ कहीं और पे खेलने के लिए. Shastra memorizing, never think that it is a waste of time. If not today, tomorrow. If not tomorrow, sometime in this life. If not in this life, next life. It will sprout. This Ashwatha Urdhvamulavak Shakha, this tree of knowledge will dawn within us. That itself is the Parijataka Kalpatru. There's a fragrance that comes from the very person's presence, in their conduct, in their behavior. That little 7-year, 8-year-old boy Nachiketa did in the entire Katha Upanishad. Have you heard Yama Dharmaraj say, sit straight, listen, I am sitting over here, don't look over there. That boy's eyes were locked with Yama Dharmaraj, and whatever he was saying, that only went in. Even the sound of the fan or the dog barking, nothing stood between him and his knowledge which he had come to Yamaloka for. This is what the teacher has been waiting for. In Taittiriya Upanishad, the gurus do homam. Shamayantu brahmacharina swaha, damayantu brahmacharina swaha. May brahmacharis with shama, dama, uparati, titiksha, may such students come to us. We have so much knowledge. May right people come and loot us and blunder us off of the wisdom that we have. They want to disseminate them, but where are true mumukshubhihi? This is what is to be known by mumukshu. Endless are the joys available in the very fabric of Maya. The student has turned the gaze away from the river of Maya and wants to now go deep within. This is, hey Vidwan, he is not ordinary. Shrunushva avahitaha, attentively, such a student, yanmaya samudiryate, by me it is going to be enumerated over here, enunciated over here. I will declare reveal the answers to all these questions. Tad etad shrutva, and having heard this over here, sadhya, immediately, bhava bandha vimokshase, you will be liberated from this bondage of samsara. Sadhya, immediately, because he is qualified. Not like listen and then over here, shrunushva, just by Shravana matrena Dhyanam bhavati. Bas. No Mananam Nididhyasan required, because the preparation of this child from childhood, the mind and the intellect is serene. His bhagya, he has taken birth in the right family from childhood. Samskaras are proper. And thus, such a student, sadhyaha, immediately, not chiram kalaha, not like long time, immediately bhava bandha vimokshase. And this is a guarantee of a teacher, because the teacher has given a stamp of approval to the student. Yama Dharmaraj tests Nachiketa. You take this and you take this. Tavaiva vahastavan nritya gite. You just keep all these dance and damsels. A boy has not even gone through puberty and understands the futility of people trapped in the world of the birds and the bees. And that's what he uses. Tavan nritya gite. All of these dance, damsels, drink, wine, this, that, what all things you have given me. Jirayanti tejaha. Jarayanti tejaha. What you have given is not actually gift, but it loots away the vitality of my senses. My senses are for Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasan. Such beautifully prepared students is what is necessary. Our prayers to Bhagavan from all of this discussion is, Bhagavan, make me an adhikari of Brahma Vidya. बहुत कुछ दिया है, लेकिन एक बस अधिकारित्व दे दे. I don't want anything else. Maya na bhamra, Maya no bhamro, bhamyo divas ne raat. Kavi Kalapi in Gujarati, he has written a beautiful poetry on the bumblebee, and that bumblebee goes from flower to flower to flower, and the bumblebee, smitten by the disease of Maya, it goes from flower to flower to flower, doing what? Collecting the same nectar, hoping I will find better, but it is the same black-eyed Susan everywhere. The fragrant full rose, where will it find? Over here in this continent. The fragrant full jasmine, where will it find? at the most a giant magnolia. That too, for 2 months the flowers are available. We are doing the same thing. Maya no bhamro, bhamyo divas ne raat. Day and night going after the same joys. But it's this wise person who comes out of this pangs. Continuing, 69. Mokshasya hetu prathamo nigadyate vairagyam atyanta anitya vastushu tatashamaschapi damasti tiksha nyasaf prasakta khila karmanamrusham. He is changing even a tune and making it pleasing. And what teacher is saying, second line, Vairagyam Atyantam. He is qualifying Vairagyam by the adjective over here, Atyantam. A lot of Vairagya, complete Vairagya. Anitya vastushu, dispassion for the ephemeral world of objects. Absolute dispassion. Imagine the plight of a person who wants to sit and study and wants to spend time by themselves, are invited to a party. What will that person do over there? With all substances, all sounds, all drushyas. The inclination is Shastra Dhyanan. The minute they hear the word party, their inner skin starts crawling. What? Few times the person is invited. Afterwards, even the people who extend invitation, they will stop. Ane bolani jarurat nathi. There is no need to even invite this person. This is anitya vastushu atyanta vairagya. It's not that this person is depressed or sad or doesn't enjoy the company and all of that, but they moved on in life. We all have to move on one day. We cannot be trapped doing the same thing again and again. Durlabham trayam evaitat devanugraha hetukam. These three things are so important. Bhagavan's grace alone gives us Manushyatvam, Mumukshutvam, Mahapurusha Samshrayaha. Manushyatvam, the human birth, Mumukshutvam, a desire to just evolve, grow. And for that, Mahapurusha Samshrayaha, contact of divine people, not some party goers. Where the thirst of my soul will be quenched, the hunger of my purpose of life will be satiated. Instead of looking at the birthdays as the numbers go by and people worry, oh ho ho ho, now 80s, how many years are left? Or wise is a person who has destroyed death before death arrives. That that can only happen Atyanta Vairagya Nitya Vastushu. When purpose is attained, when we realize the futility of the dance of life, how many births we will do the same thing? When will I come out of it? So, Atyanta Vairagyam Anitya Vastushu Mokshasya Prathamaha Hetuhu. Mokshasya for liberation, Prathamaha Hetuhu, it's the very first cause. I want to study and I want to enjoy. Is it possible? No. I had my own family member ask me this. મારે ગીતાય ભણવી છે અને મારે પાર્ટીમાંય જવું છે. પરસ્પર વિરુદ્ધ સ્વભાવઃ. We cannot enjoy all pleasures and I want to understand the whole Gita. Third chapter, Bhagavan starts with Indriya Sanyam. Where does in Sthita Prajna Lakshan Bhagavan said he goes to parties? Prajahadi yada kaman sarvan parth manogatan atmani eva atmanah tushtaha. Bas, pati gau. That's it. So, mokshasya prathama hetuhu. We have to come out of our unique ways of living and we have to dawn our antakarana into a vast pasture of peace, contentment, understanding, integrating the equipment into higher knowledge as laid out by rishis. Without that, it's not possible. It's not possible. Prathamaha hetu nigatyate, it is declared. Tataha, after that, imagine, Atyanta Vairagya Nitya Vastushu is Prathama hetuhu. And then tataha, now Shankaracharya says, after that, shamaschapi damastitiksha. After that, sense control, mind control, forbearance. See, Vairagya is the first cause. Vairagya. We have to cultivate it. Whatever loots away our precious time on this planet, we have to learn to face it and say no. It requires courage. We have to stand up for it. Guruji Tejomananji once beautifully said, if we don't stand up for something, we will fall for everything. Stand up for a purpose. To our life, our salvation is most important. Yes, and I use seva and service to this world as a means to come out, not getting trapped. That is why Shankaracharya ji first developed a healthy dose of Vairagya. Understand why I am here. Then apply Shama, Dama, Titiksha, all of that. Nyasaha, over here, Nyasaha, Prasakta Akhila Karmanam Mrusham Nyasaha. The last line says Prasakta Karmanam. So over here, when it is said Prasakta Karmanam, selfish actions, Mrusham Nyasaha, consider that all actions which doesn't benefit me, and if it doesn't benefit society, all these selfish actions are a source of bondage. Mrusham, Mrusham, immediately, completely, Nyasaha, leave it. Leave all selfish actions. You know, even in offering seva, if our mind seeks acknowledgement, it's a subtle bondage. It is a very subtle bondage. When even seva is done for name, fame, power, position, even seva binds. That's why Shankaracharya ji is saying that all of these selfish prompted actions must be given up immediately. Meaning, hold a microscope to your life. Examine, what am I doing here? Why am I here? Have I acquired what I need? And what I need is freedom from bondage. It's not a want, it's a necessity, it's a need. And I want out of it. That is what prepares us for the study. Otherwise, ये भी पढ़ लिया है, you know, I have studied this too. So it's important that we use our time wisely. This ego has to seek Sharanagati at the feet of Bhagavan, teacher, Shastra. May the cobra, poisonous cobra of Ahankar, may that be removed. Lord Shiva's cobras don't face him. They all face away from him. Naga Kankana Nataraj Manohari. He wears cobras as bangles, as anklets. And they even, when he dances, when the king of the universe, when he dances Nataraja, the cobras hiss, create a sound. The sound is for the outside. The inside planes are in silence. Jnana Vidyeshwari, she who abides in pure knowledge and witnesses her husband dance in the sounds of Ahankar. The cobras are all on the outside. Only such a dance is extremely pleasing. He's not dancing for some purpose. The Ananda Tandava is the joy of a self-realized soul. Such a beautiful state of mind, when it is created, knowledge happens by itself. Continuing, Tata Shrutistan Mananam Satatva Dhyanam Chiram Netya Nirantaram Munehe Tato Vikalpam Parametya Vidvan Nihaiva Nirvana Sukham Samruchati. Tataha, afterwards, Shrutihi Tan Mananam Sattvaha. So, after hearing Tat Mananam, reflection, Satattva Dhyanam, and then meditating on this truth, Chiram, over here, for a long period of time. And the words which are used is Nitya Nirantaram Munehe Chiram Shruti Shravanam Mananam Tattva Nididhyasan. So, when it is said Nitya, meaning daily, it has to be heard. Then when it says Nirantaram, meaning constantly, no break in it. Chiram, for a long period of time. Years, decades. We have to tattoo these ideas into our antakarana. Not ek baar sun liya bas ho gaya. No. People put tattoos on the body. But we have to tattoo the mind with Shruti Vakya. That I am not this emotional personality. I am not a sad, unhappy person. I am Aham Brahmasmi. Keep on listening. Keep on listening. Tattvamasi Shvetaketu. You are that. So over here Shankaracharya ji has said Nitya, daily. Then Nirantaram, continuously, without break, is called Nirantara. And Chiram, meaning Dirghakalaha, for a long time. This should be our routine. Otherwise, for some amount of time, the antakarana doesn't hear it. Again, it goes back to its original states of living. You may have heard a dentist, when they put braces on the teenager who wants to realign the teeth, for a long period of time the braces are to be worn, and every month the person has to go and get the braces adjusted. They will measure and see, and there comes a day when the braces are removed. That's when the dentists say the alignment of the teeth is not over. For life, now you are going to have to wear these retainers. Every night you have to wear these retainers. Why? Because our teeth, they come with memory. That's why wearing braces works. From the roots they are adjusted and nice row of teeth are created. Dadimi bijavat, like the seeds of pomegranate, beautifully arranged properly. But the minute it is removed, the teeth will go back to its original crooked position. DNA dictates it. In the same way, this antakarana is born out of avidya, anadi vasana janita, beginningless avidya. And daily, if the braces of Shruti Vakya is not uttered, then it starts readjusting itself to the program that it was created with. Each one of us, we are created with a program. The prarabdha karma, sanchit karma, all of these karmas are acting upon us. And it is only the informed person who remains alipta, who remains untouched by all of this mess on the outside. Padma patraiva ambasa, like a lotus leaf in a dirty pond. The dirty water cannot touch it. It has a layer of wax. We have to apply the Shruti Vakya to this mind. Daily we have to tell it. Na karmana, na prajaya, dhanena, tyagena, ekena. That's why Gurudev used this as a Vedic Aarti. At least once a day you will chant this. Remind yourself, not by action, not by progeny, not by wealth. Amrutattvam is not attained by any of them. Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitarthaha Sannyasa Yogat Yatayaha Shuddha Sattvaha. Te Paranta Kale. In due time, when this Vedanta Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasana is done, then Tataha Avikalpam Parametya Vidvan. Ihaiva Nirvana Sukham Sramuchati. That Vidvan, the learned seeker, Ihaiva, here and now alone, Avikalpam, Avikalpam, the state of the highest state of Nirvikalpaka Samadhi, Avikalpaka state will be reached in this life itself. Parama eti, this person attains. This person attains ihaiva, in this birth itself. Nirvana Sukham, this great bliss of absolute uncaused bliss. This Nirvana bliss will be Samruchati, that person will realize. Such a state, the mind which is devoid of all modifications, that is avikalpam rahitaha. All modifications are gone. And this wise person will remain daily, if we tell ourselves, I am Brahman, I am Brahman, I am Brahman. And not just repeating it, but for few minutes being with that thought. Chanting 1 or 2 shlokas of Bhagavad Gita, but along with the understanding of the deeper meaning. Ananyash chintayantaha mam ye janaha pariupasate. In my jivan, there has to be a pariupasanam, continuous upasana of what? Ananya chintanam. The Lord of Dwarika, the Lord of Udupi, the Lord of Guruvayur. I call him again and again in my mind. Ananya Chintanam. This, when I remind myself, then while cooking, while cleaning, the background mind is uttering Bhagavan's name. Only for such a person where the antakarana has developed a habit of Ishwar Smaranam. The Ishwar Smaranam, it has to become a habit. That's why it's called Upasana. It doesn't happen by itself. By itself, the mind is designed to think about objects. Paranchikhani vyatranat swayambhuhu. The mind, it is as though it is created with a manufacturer's defect for outward going. Which mind goes inward? Vidvan over here it is said. Avikalpam. All the modifications are silenced. He turns his gaze inward. Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasan, Nityam, Nityashaha, Chiram, daily. 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 And dwelling in it. Such a person finds great resonance with the frequency of Bhagavan. Aneka janma samsiddhi tato yati param gati. You know, Bhagavan says, Aneka janma samsiddhi. Ahaha. Tato yati param gati. Such a person, what is created by so many births, this person becomes victorious over it and attains Bhagavan. This is what Bhagavan says in Gita. Continuing. Yad bodhavyam tadevanim atmanatma vivechanam taduchyate maya samyaka shrutvatmanyavadharaya. So yad tadeva tava yad tava idanim bodhavyam, this to you is now being declared now. And what is to be declared? Atma anatma vivechanam. The discrimination, vivechanam, between Atma and Anatma. Tad maya samyak uchyate. Very well, I will declare this to you. Shrutva And over here, listening to this, Shrutva, listening to this, Atmani avadharayet. Having heard this in your mind, Atmani avadharayet, over here, you receive it well in your mind. Listen to this attentively, the discrimination between what is Atma and Anatma. And that is what now the next topic is, what is Atma and what is Anatma. Now, a parade of shlokas will come declaring what is Anatma Vastu. And the first thing which is taken as Anatma Vastu is Sthula Sharira. This body is now talked about. Atma Anatma Vivechanam Swanubhavo. So first, Shankaracharya ji takes that question. Atma Anatma Vivechanam. He is going to do that. Ko nama bandha kathamesha agata katham pratisthasya katham vimokshaha. All of these questions, he is putting them on hold. He first takes Atma Anatma Vivechanam. He goes in order, how beautifully he picks up these questions. So now, what is this? So first, Anatma Vastu has to be shown, because what is Pratyaksha Praman for the student has to be taken first, so that the student knows, yes, I see it, yes, I understand it. Sthula Sharir is the most Pratyaksha Praman for us. So he will reveal the Sthula Sharir, and how, looking at it by proper understanding, I have a healthy relationship with this body. We'll continue this tomorrow. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.